now three-quarters of the way through our search for Robot War semi-finalists. Robots like Splinter, too strong for Eric with power and precision. Stinger went bong on Hammer and Tong, and then left the Bulldog breed whimpering. Mousetrap eluded something, and then squash little Fly. Fee-fo, fly firm, want some more? Let's have some!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who thought a court-martial was a tennis umpire, Craig Charles.
You know, as a comedian, I used to do a routine all about bird watchers, peeping toms and lookout men. It was mainly observational comedy. But it got me thinking, there are two kinds of people in this life, watchers and doers. Me, I'm a watcher, because it saves getting off the couch, doesn't it? The 6 new competitors here to fight for a place in our series semi-finals are most definitely doers. In fact, they'll do you over. They'll do you in. Let's take a look at who's doing the business this week.
Craig, look out for our number 26 seeds Thunderbird 4. They're flying, but Fatboy Tin and Vercingetorix meet them. The Banshee team have fought before. Knightmare, they're newcomers, and Spawn of Scutter, they're seeded number 10.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to pick a fight with any of these guys for the melee. This is Spawn of Scutter. They've got 120-mile-an-hour worth of pneumatic spikage there, looking to pick a fight with Plunderbird later, so they want to get through this melee. Here we have the Banshee team. Well, that's quite a creature you've created. Why the Banshee? What's the story?
It's a female Irish spirit whose wailing warns of impending death and doom.
Ooh, modelled on Graham's wife, I hear. She'll kill him for that. This is the Knightmare team. It's their first wars. Last-minute preparations going on. Is it called Knightmare because this is part of a bed, isn't it?
And it was a nightmare to build as well.
And we've got motorway signs here, which actually reminds me of a roadblock. The winners of the first wars, it could bode well for them.
It's Demolition Derby Day again. Hey, let the wars begin!
Will the pneumatic flipper give house robots their worst nightmare? Tossing and turning in its sleep, you bet. It can stop right, you see. And team member Lee Summer loves his judo. This could have a real kick.
Hiya, my name's Nigel. This is my neighbour Malcolm and his son Lee. This is our robot Knightmare. It's made of old bits and bobs, but mainly we've got a flipper at the front. We can drive upside down. We can go 10 miles an hour in any direction. And this is our first wars, and we did quite well in the qualifiers, so who knows what's going to happen.
From Huddersfield, Banshee.
The gruesome, screaming, wailing Banshee is actually the slowest in this first battle at 5 miles an hour. It revolves, took 5 weeks to update from Shark Attack in the last series. The weaponry comes from lathe tools. But in the last series, Shark Attack was like a great white without teeth. Pathetic. Behemoth knocked it over, and then the house robots came in swiftly for the mercy kill. It wasn't impressive.
Hi, my name's Graham. This is Team Banshee. This is Alan. This is Richard. And this is Banshee, our second robot for these wars. What we have is a rotating barrel with 4 cutters on the side, which rotates at around 200 revs a minute. We're going to thrash shunt with this, definitely. On the top we have a non-rotating head which have hypnotic flashing eyes. So if we don't get it with the cutters, the hypnotic flashing eyes will do.
From Grace in Essex, seeded number 10, Spawn of Scutter.
As a pneumatic flipping piercing spike can run upside down on its 4 wheels from a sack barrow and 2 starter motors from a saloon car should ensure Scutter doesn't splatter. As Scutter's revenge, they nearly went all the way in the last series, getting rid of Zeus and then broiling Thermidor. They went through their heat because Pussycat were ruled out for having an illegal blade there. But finally, 101, too strong for Scutter's revenge. Now they're back as Spawn of Scutter. Scutter.
We are the Spawn of Scutter team. This is Luke, Graham and I'm Darren, and this is our robot Spawn. It's basically powered by two V6 starter motors, which means we've got probably more power than everyone else. We've got this nasty spiky weapon, which basically sticks it up the other teams. The basic construction is all 25mm aluminium box section, all anodised in this beautiful gold colour.
It looks better than the other robots, it kicks butt better than the other robots, and we're better looking than Plunderbirds.
And we're on.
Roboteers, stand by.
The teams get more and more ridiculous. There's Knightmare, with Nigel Paget, Malcolm Summers and Lee Summers, and Banshee, the team there. Graham Walker at the controls, and Spawn of Scutter with the hard team, Darren Ball, Graham Warner, Luke Chapman.
2, 1.
They're great mates, Spawn of Scutter, they all work together. Banshee, now there's the lathe tools. Do you see them at the bottom of the revolving frame of Banshee? Trying to create damage to Spawn of Scutter with the polycarbonate shell, the warthog features, but that's the danger with a robot shaped like Banshee. You can be toppled and thrust away by that spike there. Venomous Spawn of Scutter. Oh, the poor old head. I would imagine it's been created by Alan Marchington, who's a retired arts teacher. Is really crumpled down there. Spawn of Scutter, that's a ferocious weapon. Knightmare, a tentative nudge. That head, by the way, is made of clay. One of Alan's hobbies is ceramics. Headache? I don't think any pills are gonna make that one feel better. Look at the face. On the flame bit now. Well, destroying Banshee. Took so much work, 5 weeks of work to make that. And those robots have utterly destroyed it. Oh, dear. That's brilliant. That really has made my day. Go on, kill it off. Finish it off. Spawn of Scutter trying to stay away from Knightmare, and just about doing so. There's Graham Walker, an electrical engineer of the Banshee team. Oh, dear. And the Banshee team has been totally destroyed. There's Knightmare. Its own little war now with Spawn of Scutter. Onto the arena. Flipper! Over it comes. Roly-poly. Great paintwork, isn't it? Spawn of Scutter, Knightmare survive, Banshee go out.
Banshee loses its head and goes out of the competition.
So the moaning and wailing of the Banshee predicted only one death. Unfortunately for you guys.
We didn't say which one, though, did we?
You didn't. I tell you, it's a good job we got the gag in about looking like your wife before the battle. But we'll have it again, shall we? What's she going to say to that?
Good question, that. Probably a relief. At least you won't have something to compare herself with.
Exactly. We've had a bit of a facelift for the Banshee, but
a little bit of makeup. It'll be bright as rain Friday morning.
For the next battles, no problem.
A bit of powder, perhaps a bandage around the head, just to replace that a little bit, and it will be running again in another 24 hours.
Oh, well, it's just a shame they're out then, isn't it?
After all, Banshee they're out. Spawn of Scutter and Knightmare go through. It's great fun, and more coming up. First in Getterix, Fatboy Tin against the Plunderbird team.